knew the stuff was getting serious. Scolari brothers were going to beat me to the Maltese TARDIS. And I've really not even bothered to load my gun. I knew that tonight there was going to be gunfire. Oh, sorry, folks. Dr. Freedom with you here. Time for news from in and around the Hooters. And no, before you freak out, this is not a real gun. It is not at all. It does everything but fire bullets. Matter of fact, chamber ends right about here, and this is all solid from here on. This is made by a prop company called Tennant. I used to be able to carry this stuff for cosplay, for conventions, and unfortunately, thanks to morons, you now cannot anymore. So it's going to end up retiring as a wall prop. So yes, it does look very, very real, and now that's why it does not leave this house. Because, if you were to point this at a police officer, you're gone. You're done. You're over. And there ain't no one's going to cry about you because you were a moron. All right, so I was cleaning this off today. I have it up on a wall display, and that's the only reason I was figuring, why not? I'll do the, little detective bit. Okay, from news around our universe that was so strange that I can't joke today. I'm very sorry. And it would have helped if I'd done this to begin with. Once again, people do stupid things for very stupid reasons. And I'm talking about Manchester last night. I'm not a fan of Ariana Grande, but nobody on this planet deserves to go out to an event. You're going to have a good time, and then somebody decides, I'm going to blow something up, and kill innocent people, maim countless others. And so I'm sorry to start out on a serious note, but I just want to, let you know I'd heard about it. And, it just breaks my heart when I hear that we're still doing such incredibly dumb things to one another. Okay, but let's get into the news. Like I said, sorry to start on a downer, but I had to get that one out. Not to mention the fact that just to add on as the 1-2 punch, we lost Roger Moore. And Roger Moore was an incredible actor, went well beyond James Bond. He did a lot of other things here and there. And so it's kind of sad to lose Roger Moore on top of all that. But let's get to the news. Let's get to what you want to hear. And I'll try to get back upbeat, okay? It was very hard today after hearing about all that last night. Here we go, and away we go. First off, Extremis scored an AI of 82 Audience Appreciation Index. So, all right, that's good news. All right, Extremis press reaction. There's a lot of people pissed off and a lot of people who thought it was genius. This is one of them episodes that a lot of people liked and a lot of people disliked at the same time. Like I said, the problem with Extremis is not watching. It isn't in the watching of the episode. It's afterwards when you stop and think about the episode. Yes, I've got a case of moffatitis. All right, this week's telling feels like a step backwards, starting and ending in two totally different places, leaving the audience baffled in between. And let's see, the word I kept hearing, the words, and they're C words, and I don't mean the big see you next Tuesday. I mean complicated and too complex. I'm sorry. But even Michelle Gomez told you earlier this week, and I can't remember which article it was, pay close attention to what's going on. As we discussed on the Omega Files, a lot of people were up in arms because in the clip, the Pope comes out and he's speaking Italian and it's not being translated. And what happens is you find out later that took place over inside this, Matrix world. And so that was a clue that something was up, was the fact the Pope was not being translated there. See, you had to look for little things like that, and I thought it was a very enjoyable episode. It's one you gotta watch it more than once. I watched it at least twice before I did the Omega Files. This not so good news. Oxygen official ratings. Doctor Who was the 26th most watched program for the week, 11th most watched on BBC One. It does include everyone who watched it and watched it within the first 7 days. This final rating is the lowest of the series is achieved since Survival aired in 1989, even though the chart position is higher than many other episodes in series higher than that of many episodes in Series 9. So once again, it just proves to you that a lot of people aren't watching TV on TV anymore. But the thing is, the problem is you've got too many morons who are going to watch this and go, oh my God, the show's going to get canceled. It's over. Moffat sunk the ship. Okay. Pyramid at the End of the World, new images, and these are some really good stuff here. And matter of fact, right here is a little clip from the doctor confronting the monks. Be sure to watch this. It's only about 30 seconds. It's not really spoilery, but it is an awesome scene. Once again, broadcast details. If you don't know where it's airing in your part of the world and when, right here it is. Matter of fact, this one is going to be airing at 7:45 p.m. in Great Britain this week. So they're pushing it back a little bit later each time, it seems. Sheesh. Okay, Extremis, your reactions is, basically a bunch of different tweets here and there. Mostly stuff, like I said, I referenced this one during the Omega Files, and I have to give thanks to whoever made it. I did not, but I just thought it was so funny. I saw it at the last minute, so I threw it up at the beginning. All right, moving on. Titan Summer Event, The Lost Dimension. Titan Comics have announced this year's summer event will feature a multi-Doctor storyline, Doctor Who, The Lost Dimension. It will comprise of 8 chapters over 3 months and will cross over all 4 ongoing series of the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctors. This event will begin a new era for Titan's Doctor Comics, with the Doctors playing their part to battle the Void. The event will prelude Doctor Comics Day on Saturday, September 2nd of this year, and will continue in the 9th Doctor special that same week. So, let's see, the series will begin this August with an issue from writers George Mann, Kevin Scott, and art by Rachel Stott. And if you go look her up on Twitter, she's funny. And Luis Guerrero. Sorry. Look out for more exciting reveals as the special guest characters, all new writers and artists making their mark on this storyline and whatnot in the weeks to come. All right, moving on. Pyramid at the End of the World. This is the next time trailer for it if you've not seen it. And once again, it is over on the BBC Clips page, over on BBC One. All right, moving on. 9 burning questions that we have after watching Doctor Who's mind-bending series 10 episode Extremis. Like, what was going on in that episode? Was there really a female pope? Now, we talked about this. Go look this up. I could have swore we had this up on Wikipedia. I think AJ sent it to me. It was called Pope Joan, the story of Pope Joan. Look that up. Like I said, it's more like a legend than anything that there was actually a pope who ascended, took on the robes, and then later found out after this pope had died that he was a female, it was a woman all along. Didn't find out till after the death. All right, where did I recognize the Pope in Extremis from? All right, everybody remember Turn Left, that foreign family that Donna and him had to move in with, before they got sent off to the refugee camp. This was the father of the family right here, if I remember correctly. Matter of fact, yeah, good. They got the clip for it right there if you want to watch it. Well, we find out what the monks are up to. That's coming up soon. How did Nardal get River's diary? When were those flashbacks set? Is it definitely Missy in the vault? I hate to say it, but yeah, what will Missy do next? And finally, am I living in a simulation too? Sorry, there's people who answer that question who are well above Dr. Freedom's pay grade. All right, moving on. Doctor Who Season 10, Hidden Roots of its graphic design. This was a very nice sit down with Matthew Clark, and I'm liking some of the references here. So let's try to leave this for you, because one of the things they brought up is a lot of the signage is in microprogramma, are very similar to Eurostyle, a font many readers will associate with its extensive use in the space-based sitcom Red Dwarf. So if a lot of that writing in there looked familiar on the walls and such, that's probably why, as you were flashing back over the Red Dwarf. All right, 10 things you may not know about Extremis. Very sorry if I'm hurrying up here. I'm going to leave these pretty much for you to read today. I've already gone on too long, and there's a bunch of stuff I have to get done tonight. And lastly for today, that's right. That is last for today because there was nothing on Blocker. Sorry. David Tennant and Billie Piper talked to Big Finish about the new Doctor Who recordings. And here's a reminder, they're coming this November. They're doing another 10th Doctor box set. It's going to be Volume 2 of the 10th Doctor Collected. And this time it's going to be with Billie Piper as Rose Tyler and, of course, David Tennant back as the Doctor. This is not on video, I'm going to say now. Apparently there's a bunch of people running screaming when they found out this was all audio. We've been misled. No, you haven't been. All right, so keep that in mind from Big Finish Audio. And if you run over to the Big Finish site, and I'm sorry I didn't have time to do it, I believe there's already a trailer up for this. I said I'm very sorry, but I got tied up tonight with some other stuff and lost track of time. My fault. Okay, so look over if you want run over Big Fish site. They just go to 10th Doctor Collected, and it should be right there on the page for Volume 2. Okay, so once again, very sad of what happened in Manchester. Well, of course, we lost Roger Moore on top of all that, but it's just tragic that we've still got people out there thinking they have to blow other people up in the name of some stupid ass cause that no one really gives a rat shit about. They're not going to remember you. They're not going to remember your cause. They're just going to remember you were a stupid a-hole who decided to maim and injure innocent people because you're a moron. I'm sorry. I just cannot fathom what gets into a person's brain that makes them do something like that. I could never harm anybody like that. And I just don't see what gets into your head that you feel you have to kill yourself and take out as many people as you can with you. And I can't see that logic. Also, under can't see the logic, there's still people out there who are blaming the folks over at Axanar for the sudden ceasing of a lot of online Star Trek. Let me put this to you straight one more time. Axanar did not kill Star Trek fan films. Paramount Pictures killed Star Trek fan films. And I got some bad news for you. If you're living in this dream world where you think that Axanar is solely responsible for the death of your favorite fan film, it was going to happen anyway. Because with the new release of Discovery, anything that was online that could possibly compete with it was going to be a target. Axanar was specifically made an example out of. The people who ran it, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, were scapegoated. And they're now, instead of you getting pissed off at that corporation for being a bunch of childish, greedy assholes, you're focusing your attention on the people who made Axanar and blaming them. Sorry, have Star Trek fans lost their long-term memory? Because even I remember when the internet was still in its early stages, Paramount hired people to surf the internet. And then if they saw anything on a website that remotely looked like it came from a TV show of theirs or a movie, that site was immediately sent a cease and desist notice. I remember being at a convention in New Philadelphia one night, and we got a phone call from a bunch of our people that decided to ride up to Volcon, which was in Cleveland, just about 15, 20 minutes away. Next thing you know, we were getting phone calls back at the hotel from them saying, take down everything in your area and tell the vendors to get their stuff covered because they just raided this convention. A bunch of lawyers showed up, escorted by the local sheriff's department, and they had blank cease and desist notices, and anything on the tables that looked like it came from Star Trek or even looked like it could have came from Star Trek, they were handed a cease and desist notice, told that they were to shut down their booze within the hour and be out of the hotel, or guess what? You were going to be carried away in handcuffs and all your property seized. And yet people are defending Paramount Pictures. The only thing Paramount Pictures cares for is beaming your money out of your pants pocket and into theirs. You're defending a faceless, nameless corporation that has bent over the fans and hold them in the ass more times than I can count, yet now you're blaming Axanar for the death of Star Trek fan films. I was going to do a separate video on this, and I just couldn't hold it in any longer. Maybe it's because of the outrage I feel with what's going on, all around me. God damn it, people, grow up and quit defending a corporation. They don't care about you. All they care about is your money. I'm getting out of here before I go on an even further rant. It's just things I've encountered over the last 24 hours. So good night, folks. Take care. Have a good one. And all I can say is hopefully the future is a brighter place and we'll all get past this. Good night.